Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hey, it's that time of year. It's January 1st here in Kentucky when I'm filming this. All right, and I've been thinking about what were my most carried knives of 2025. Hang on just a second and we'll go through them. Okay, y'all, here they are in no particular order. All right. I usually carry a modern style knife. I usually carry one modern style knife. Then I usually carry at least one, maybe two, sometimes even three traditional folding type knives. Usually it's one or two. A lot of times I carry one in a slip that John from J.O. Ventures made me way back. I had him actually make this for a large stockman, but it'll also fit. It fits perfectly a full-size trapper. That's usually what I carry in this on my belt. So I'm not carrying around 2 or 3 knives in my pocket, but I have some traditional knives. I usually carry a trapper. All right. And you guys know me, I love a large copper lock. I usually have a large copper lock in my pocket in a slip. Currently a slip that I made, okay, for a large copper lock. You can see where I've had that copper lock in there. Anyway, let me show you the knives that I carried. At the beginning of the year, the first half of the year, I carried a couple of modern type folding knives. One, and you've seen it on the channel before, was the Kaiser Gemini. Great knife. Great knife. Great knife. With micarta handles. With, let me look to make sure. N690 blade steel. Pretty good blade steel. Great knife. I've carried this one a bunch. It is a liner lock. Just push the liner over my thumb. And it is smooth. It is on ball bearings. Great knife. I carried this one a bunch at the beginning of the year. Another one I carried that I really like. G10 handle scales. D2 blade steel. It is one of the dispatch knives that I've showed you before. And I put lanyards on both of these that I just showed you. The Gemini has just a lanyard, just a wooden bead on the lanyard. This one actually has a piece of whitetail antler that I made. Paracord on both of them. Both of these are great knives. I really like this dispatch. I really like the Kaiser too, but I really like this dispatch. Both of those I've carried a bunch at the beginning of the year. However, at Brother Dwayne Clark's knife show in Danville, Kentucky, July the 19th of 2025, I picked this knife up from Brother Mark Reynolds. Okay? It is a Benchmade bug out. I just ordered the new screws, the blue screws that you see, and the pocket clip came, the blue pocket clip. But I have carried this knife, and you see I've used it. See, it's got some tape residue on it. I need to wipe it off. This one's got S30V steel. It is a Benchmade. It is the real Benchmade. I really like the blue. It came with, when I bought it, it came with some micarta or G10. I think it's micarta scales that were on it. I swapped them out for the ones that came on it originally. I really like it. This thing is light. I really like this knife. The only thing I don't like about these Benchmade knives is the price. In my opinion, they're overpriced. But this is a fantastic knife. I have carried this one almost exclusively as the modern type knife that I've carried since July the 19th. All right. That's the three modern knives that I've carried this year. Those three are that's almost it. I have carried a couple of other ones just here or there, not very much. I've carried the Walmart knife. Everybody said it was a Benchmade killer when it first came out, whatever. The little $10 knife, the little orange one. I've carried that some. I also had one of the $5, I think they call them Stormtroopers. It was white. I dyed it blue. I carried it some, you know. But those three are the primary modern knives that I have carried. All right. I typically carry a trapper and a large copper lock. All right. Usually carry the trapper on my belt unless I'm going to church. If I'm going to church, I usually carry it depending on which knife it is. I've got some slips by Brother Stephen over at Sanctified Leather. I've got some from John. I've got some that I made. Anyway, depending on the knife. If I carry one to work, I usually carry it on my belt, okay? These are the ones that I carried to work the most. There's three of them. This one I bought from Brother Dwayne at the knife show. It is an amber bone, but it was really, really, really light, so I toasted it a little bit. Okay. I also did something else to this knife. I put half stops on this knife. Okay. Carbon steel blades. I need to clean it up. But anyway, it is a typical large trapper. I put half stops on both blades on this one. Turned out pretty good. I've carried this one a bunch to work. Okay. That's the first trapper. The second one, Gunslinger Cal sent me this late, I think it was late 2024 or early 2025. I've carried it quite a bit. It also has carbon blades. I've not put half stops or anything on this one. I have used it, you can see. And none of this is forced patina that you see on any of mine. This is actually from using it. I think I cut a bunch of strawberries up for Miss Jenny with this one. Anyway, great knife. It's mahogany bone. Double X shield. Beautiful knife. I've carried it quite a bit in that belt sheath. Carried it quite a bit. The next one I've carried to work a bunch. And you've seen this one on the channel. I bought this one off of eBay. And I had to clean it up. It was pretty banged up and beat up. But it is a pocket worn old red bone trapper. I think this one's a 2000. Yep. Okay. This one's stainless. It's in good shape. All the blades there hadn't been whittled down very much. It was sharpened and used when I got it. I had to clean it up. Like I said, needs to be cleaned up again. But old red bone, great knife. Beautiful knife. All three of those case trappers I've showed you are beautiful. The next one is a special one to me. My oldest daughter got it for me for Father's Day a couple of years ago. You've seen it on the channel. I have not used it a ton. I have carried it to church some. I usually carry it in a slip that John from J.O. Ventures made me. A blue slip that has white lacing in it. But I've carried that one several times to church. Another one I've carried to church quite a bit. And I know you've seen these. I know Brother Randy over at George Adventures got one. It is an Indian paintbrush, 3 crosses, a Shepherd Hill exclusive. I bought this one directly from Shepherd Hill, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. And I have a orange slip from Brother Stephen. It's sanctified leather that I usually carry that one in. That one's been to church several times. All right. That's the 5 trappers that I've carried the most. But I have several other trappers that I swap out and carry once in a while. All right. The next ones that I'm going to show you are copper locks. It's the 5 copper locks that I've carried the most in 2025. First one, I carried quite a bit. It is a chestnut bone. And you've seen it. If you go back and look at my videos, you'll see that this is one Miss Jenny got me for my birthday in 2024. I have carried it a good bit. I carry it in a slip. Try not to get it all beat up and banged up, but you guys know me. If you've been around very much, you know that I'm going to carry them. This one I bought off of Bill Seville at Bill Sharper Deals on Facebook. This is a 1998 large copper lock chestnut bone. I've carried it quite a bit. It is a beautiful knife. It is an absolutely gorgeous knife. If you like that chestnut bone, this is a good one. And I think it matches that, it goes with anyway, that mahogany bone that Gunslinger Cal, that mahogany bone trapper Gunslinger Cal sent me. The next one I've carried quite a bit to work. It is an old red bone pocket worn copper lock. And it is a 2001. Yep, 2001. So it's in the same series as that trapper I showed you, that pocket worn old red bone. I carry these two together pretty often. But anyway, old red bone, full-size copper lock. It has been carried quite a bit since I got it. Okay. The third copper lock that I've carried quite a bit. This is a 2021, I believe. Yep, 2021. And this one was, there is a whole, Case did a whole series of these that are I think they're the 25th anniversary of the Pocket Worn series that Case did. Okay. And this one had, originally this one had etching on it that said like 25th anniversary or whatever. Pocket Worn. If you go and look for these, you'll see that they typically have etching on them. But it's got the fluted bolster. It's got the dog bone shield. And it is a, what is this? I forget the color of this bone. It's a green type bone. But like I said, this is actually the 25th anniversary of the Pocket Worn series. The Case did. Large copper lock. I've carried it quite a bit. I really like this knife. All right. The next one, I have carried it some. I've carried it to church quite a bit. And I carry it out. If me and Miss Jenny go out, sometimes I'll grab it and stick it in my pocket. But it is the 2014 large copper lock that I found. That is the Purple Haze. And I hope you can see that, the bone, because it is absolutely, this thing is gorgeous. If you like purple, this one's got it going on, y'all. And like I said, this is a 2014 large copper lock. This one has a Warncliffe blade. All the rest of them I showed you had the big clip point blade. But this is the 2014 Purple Haze copper lock. I bought it off eBay. I had to spend a little bit more money on it than I typically do, but it's okay. I really liked it. The next one is one of my favorite copper locks that I currently have. I actually traded for this one with a subscriber of mine that reached out and said that they were really interested in a knife that I had just bought, and it was the orange trapper that I bought that had the shotgun shield, or the shotgun shell shield in it. Anyway, fella reached out to me and offered to trade me this knife. I traded him. You know, he said that he was very pleased. I am certainly very pleased. This one is I believe it to be a 2010, I think it is. Hang on, let me look. It might be a 2000. It's a 2000. It's a 2000. But it is an autumn bone copper lock. This thing is absolutely stunning. It's got the oranges and the reds and the yellows. If you look really close, you can see them. I guess it'd be oranges and yellows. It ain't really red. It's got a reddish tint kind of. But this thing is absolutely beautiful. I have carried it a bunch since I got it. I absolutely love this pocket knife. Okay, so that's the 5 copper locks. There are a couple of other traditional knives that I've carried quite a bit. The first one is the 1970 Moose that I've shown you before. That was my daddy's neighbor's. It's a great old pocket knife, great old red bone Moose. Carried it quite a bit. And then the one that I got in Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, Gatlinburg, whatever, that whole area, I consider all of it. Any one of them that you say, I'd associate with that area. But actually, this is in Sevierville's where I bought this knife. It's a 1972. I do not know the model at all. It actually has a sheep's foot type blade in it. And I think that this one's actually been, I think this thing is actually a Frankenstein type knife that somebody has took blades out of one and put in another one. And I'm not sure of that. I'm just telling you that it has a sheep's foot type blade. It's a 1972. And it has a pen blade. The sheep foot blade on it has half stops. This pen blade does not. But this is absolutely an older case, red bone type handles that I bought in Sevierville. And I've carried it quite a bit since I bought it. I got just a couple other things to show you. This is not a knife per se, but I have carried this, and if you look at this, you'll know. That is the original sheath that came in. It says Leatherman. And this is a PST2. This is a multi-tool. It's a Leatherman multi-tool, and I think it's from, well, let me see if I can see it. Got to move some of this stuff out of the way. This says 01 of 99. So you know how old it is. But it is my favorite multi-tool of all time. I've got some other ones. I occasionally carry another one. I've got a Gerber, I think it's a 600 series Gerber. It's similar to the one that the military was issuing for a while. I also have a newer Leatherman that I bought from one of the benefit auctions for Cornbread and Yvonne that Brother Dwayne was having. I bought a Leatherman, a new Leatherman. I've carried it some. But this one is typically the one that's on my side. I have used the heck out of this one. This one has been carried many miles with me over the years. All right. These next things are probably my most carried items that I have EDC'd throughout the whole year. The first one is the pocket cross from Brother Dwayne. This is in my 5th pocket on my jeans daily. It has been through the washing machine a couple times. It has been misplaced a couple times. But for the most part, that is in my pocket every single day. The next one is since those benefit auctions were going on, I purchased this. And actually, I purchased another one at the benefit auction. Miss Jenny took it, which that's okay. Brother Dwayne gave me this one right after. It's the little Jesus. As Brother Harold over at HT's EDC would say, everybody needs a little Jesus. I need a lot of Jesus. I need a little Jesus and a lot of Jesus all the time, every day. But this is in my 5th pocket with that cross. And my most carried knife, absolutely most carried knife of 2025 is this one right here. And Brother Jim over at Jedi Gems is the one who sent me this. This is a Victorinox SD Classic. This is always in my 5th pocket on my jeans. This is the most carried pocket knife of 2025 right here. It is always with me. No matter if I switch all of those other ones out, this one's always in my 5th pocket. All right, y'all. I just wanted to bring you those and show you the most carried knives for me. That is my EDC stuff that I carry typically. There may be another trapper or there may be another copper lock in my pocket. But for the most part, the ones that I've shown you today, that's the ones that I carried the most. Also, I'm going to show you one more thing on this video. I have not carried this yet, but I had Miss Jenny get me some other stuff this year for Christmas other than pocket knives. Well, she went to Walmart one day there close to Christmas, and she ended up putting this one in a stocking and saying I had to get you at least a pocket knife of some kind. So she picked up a little cheap one at Walmart, which is cool. She knows I love to hunt and fish and all that. She knows I love camouflage, period. So she picked this little knife up at Walmart, and it's a little flipper, and it's a little assisted flipper, man. It's got a spring in it, and it'll flip it right out there. But it is the little Ozark Trail. It is partially serrated blade. Cool little knife. Cool little knife, and I thank her for it. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to show you the most carried pocket knives this year. Like I said, I carry a modern knife every day. I usually carry 2 traditional slip joint type pocket knives. One of them being a trapper, one of them being copper lock. Occasionally, I'll carry a mini trapper or some other kind of knife, but typically it's a trapper and a copper lock. Anyway, just wanted to show you those ones that I have carried the most this year. And I appreciate y'all stopping by, taking the time to watch this video. Until we see y'all again, y'all have a great day, and God bless you.